Every day, millions of ambitious people exhaust themselves trying to build the next viral app. They chase the unicorn, pouring their savings into ideas that usually end up crashing into a wall of reality. Many entrepreneurs burn out working 80-hour weeks trying to invent a digital lottery ticket, while completely ignoring the profitable, proven business models operating right down the street. Look at this chart comparing 5-year survival rates. Modern startups and trendy restaurants struggle. Meanwhile, traditional businesses, like US laundromats, boast a 95% survival rate. This comes from solving permanent human problems. People always need clean clothes, regardless of the economy or trends. This creates a direct conflict for anyone trying to build wealth. You want financial autonomy, but years of cultural conditioning have wired you to seek social prestige. It is hard to trade the title of tech founder for window washer. Today, we are putting 20 unglamorous business models through a strict ROI filter. We've categorized them by their capital requirements and cash flow architecture, so you can see exactly how they generate money while you sleep. Building reliable wealth requires a trade-off. You must be willing to swap social prestige for quiet, predictable equity. We'll start with the first strategic category, Tier 1. These are bootstrap businesses. They require low upfront capital, usually $1,500 to $5,000, but demand high initial physical labor to produce immediate cash flow. Take commercial window cleaning. The physical reality of strapping into a harness and dangling outside an office building scares off most people with business degrees. This logic applies to pressure washing, commercial pest control, and specialized plumbing. You buy the equipment, find the mess, and clean it. The literal physical discomfort of these jobs acts as an invisible barrier to entry. Because the work lacks glamour and requires actual sweat, the market remains largely protected from a flood of new competitors. There is a specific failure state here. Many operators remain the primary physical laborer forever, instead of hiring a crew and managing the system. To scale, you must pivot. You stop chasing one-off residential jobs and start locking in annual, automatically renewing business-to-business contracts for office buildings and hospitals. For the bootstrapper, physical discomfort is the mechanism that secures high margins and a predictable foundation. The second category moves us into Tier 2, silent infrastructure. Here, you use moderate capital to purchase assets that nobody else wants to own or manage, allowing for scalable passive revenue. This model relies on monetizing invisible real estate. People pay a premium for automated convenience, allowing operators to generate fees just by placing an ATM in a cash-heavy location like a local bar. Smart operators stack revenue streams. Once you occupy an empty corner of a gym or office, you place complementary machines side by side. One restocking route suddenly services multiple income streams on the exact same footprint. Silent infrastructure models also include bare land. High-demand parking lots require zero inventory and no customer service. You make money from an empty space simply because you secured the right location first. You can apply this logic to business rentals. You absorb the massive upfront cost of heavy equipment, like professional-grade excavators. Small contractors rent them for 3-week projects, and the asset pays for itself. Then there is the gross factor. Portable restrooms and self-storage units experience massive market growth precisely because they lack social prestige. No one dreams of owning a fleet of portable toilets, which means fewer competitors. Tier 2 businesses succeed by trading upfront cash for the right to charge rent on utility. You effectively decouple your daily working hours from your earning potential. Finally, we reach Tier 3, turnkey acquisitions. If you have significant capital, usually over $100,000, you can bypass the startup phase completely by purchasing existing cash flows. Serious investors understand it is safer to buy an established 15-year-old laundromat than to found a brand new concept. The demand for clean clothes never goes out of style. You can also acquire business-to-business services like independent bookkeeping. When you do this, you are purchasing existing client relationships and mandatory paperwork systems that local business owners pay to outsource. Buying an established service franchise operates on the same logic. You are paying for a heavily tested instruction manual. Someone else has already made the mistakes, eliminating the riskiest 0 to 1 phase of starting a business. This creates a financial multiplier. Businesses built on recurring revenue consistently sell for 3 to 5 times their annual income. A business relying on one-off transactional sales might only sell for 1 or 2 times its income. Entering Tier 3 is not about being a traditional entrepreneur. It is a calculated arbitrage of capital, used specifically to skip the brutal risks of building a business from nothing. Look at this split screen. This is the architecture that connects every successful model we've covered, the transition from transactional sales to recurring revenue. One-time sales force you into an exhausting cycle. If you only earn on new products, you must constantly chase new clients just to survive. The recurring trigger fixes this. The customer pays, leaves, and automatically returns the following month. You secure consistent income without requiring new persuasion or marketing spend. For the bootstrapper, stop ideating. Start a Tier 1 service, target only commercial contracts, and use your first profits to hire a crew and buy yourself out of the field. For the asset optimizer, focus strictly on Tier 2. Spend your time locating invisible real estate and empty corners to deploy automated rent-generating assets. For the strategic acquirer, stop inventing. Use your capital to buy a Tier 3 business with a proven 35% profit margin. Ego is the enemy of reliable cash flow. The market does not reward glamour, it rewards the consistent execution of recurring solutions.